There we go. Turn the music down a tiny bit. All right, let's see. This should disable, right? Yeah. No sense. Oh, this is just it. I'm not chasing. I'm not commenting this. Let's see. Is this everything up? It is. Should also probably run updates, right? So while we're updating, I'm just hang out here in the just chatting. There we go. See what our coverage is up to. Feel like we can get the events done really quick. Yeah, so we only need to do the contact one for sure because we excluded that from testing earlier, and we can now easily test it. For the workshop, I'm not sure how we can trigger this one, but we'll figure it out, I guess. I guess if the request doesn't fire, then it should. We'll get this tested while we test the controller, right? Yeah. Okay. So that's done. So contact. Total test. Let's see. All right. We have the problem that the routes are disabled. This would mean that if I go like this, and I go contact, we'll get an error because the route is the contact store route is not there, because over here, oh. We check if the config value with config contact enabled. So if in the we don't check the I mean, I think we can dump here, right? Yeah. I'm not sure if this is gonna work. So it was local. So what we might have to do okay, so Another contact is there because it's a local route. Now if we run it, it's empty because even though we set the I think it's just in the app, right? We have a contact config, right? What happens when we dump the config value? What's actually in there, right? It's true. That's with the true, false, true, 0, false. Wait, hold on. So it's true. This one's null. If I remove this. Alright, so that one is true, which would mean that if contact enabled, that shouldn't matter, right? Nah. So on line 16 it's true. Is it just because? Oh, it should be because we set it to true. So now it's not set at all. This means the route shouldn't be there, which is good. Now it is set, which will mean that it's true. Well, why is the route still not there? A lot of routes. Admin. Alright, so meet URL, the slash about us workshop legal page, development article, development security article, security process article, process customer article, customers, payload ducky, the security text, and the API user. Splash routes, put routes. I'm not entirely sure why it doesn't get added to the if we skip that check, it's true, because then it is there. So what would be a good way to disable I feel like doing it with a config is probably the best way, right? So this is just configuration of the of pest itself. Yeah, I feel like this is the cleanest way to go for this route. Where's this config flag? Just hold on. What is this? Is this even set here at this point? Might just be a scaffolding issue, right? It's not set. So I feel like let me just do. Does this accept an array? Can't I just go? And there's other ways we could solve this, right? We could add this to the PHP unit config. We can make a different M file where this is set for only tests. So there's where we could solve this, but I want to. So in routes it's empty. So it makes sense that it's empty here. Does it? Almost makes sense. So that one, so it's set to true. Like other solutions I see in this are feel like way overkill for just create or set a flag, right? Because I feel like this is the easiest way to get this done. We could create a middleware for this. We could go that route. All right, let's see if that actually. Let's explore that route, right? Assuming we have more features we want to toggle in the future. Right? All right. So what do we need? We need the name of the feature that we're trying to toggle, assuming that we have multiple features we're trying to toggle, right? Because I can see we have the contact form disabled now, but we could be disabling more stuff in the future. Like if we have more stuff that we want to toggle, or we want to A/B test, right? This would also add the ability to do A/B testing. Can't type today. Let's get a constructor going. And that should be this feature setting name is $. Should be that protected value. I'm gonna make a typo. No, I didn't. Oh, just highlighting. Okay, so in this one we will get the request, the closure, which is what we need. And I guess we will get a string for the feature of a default. Is that the way to go? I guess the default should be null, right? Yeah. So we can pass the feature to it. So which feature we want to actually enable or disable, right? Because that way, if you do it like this, yeah, you could do is enabled, which would be config features, I guess. And then yes, PSP. It's Laravel though. We're doing Laravel today. We also do other stuff, but it's Laravel day today. Because it's probably too expensive to replace PHP with something else. Because it's legacy systems, right? So everybody has these legacy systems and it's WordPress. I think those things are keeping the PHP ecosystem alive. And Laravel is doing like fantastic stuff, to be honest. So I think the combination Laravel being awesome, legacy systems being alive, and WordPress keeping PHP alive and kicking. Also the language has gotten way better. And I've been doing PHP for a long time. Well, not exactly PHP, but I mean, I've been working in this in software for a long time. And PHP has gone... Oh, you're missing out. Like version 8, like we're on 8. I'm on 8.3. 8.4 is out now. It's way different. It's not the same language that you remember from 5. I remember the 5 days. The 5 days were horrible. We still have dollar signs though. So if it's not enabled, we're just gonna abort. Does that make sense? You should come back and check it out. Like PHP is actually come a long way since that. Thank you for the follow, by the way. So yeah, no, but PHP has gone. You've got types now. We have a decent package manager in Composer. Like I can even run this. Look at this. It's gonna take a second because it's, and it might fail because I was in the middle of fixing tests. But yep. I was in the middle of fixing these tests being broken, but we let's see. This is a good example. Like this function, like we now have types, right? It's not like static types because it's a dynamic language, but we have types now, and we have type checking, and we can actually error on, like if I put an array into this feature variable, it will error, it will crash. So yeah, we even have types this time around. Yeah, right. Well, it gives a bit of sanity. Let's just put it that way, right? So we can just assume that this will always be a string. Like it's a tiny bit of sanity in an otherwise insane world of. Go ahead and restart. In an otherwise insane world of anything could be anything, right? So it's definitely an improvement for sure. And the fact that you can define your packages and do fun stuff like the test I was running here. I was running my test command, which does architecture tests, which does type coverage, which does automatic refactoring, which does types analysis, which does test coverage. Like Composer is really awesome. And the more I think about this, the more I think this is probably not the way to go with the middleware route. But that's a different story. What I'm trying to fix is I have this route with a flag where there's a config value that says the contact form is enabled or not. Because if it's set to false, it's obviously not enabled. But in my test, even though I put it to enable, the route is still not showing up because it's actually not enabled, right? So there's a few different ways we could solve this. We could remove this check and just have the route always be registered, which is kind of icky because then people can hit it. And since it's a post route, people could like send stuff to it that we don't want when it's enabled and it shouldn't be. We could create a environment file for testing and just use that during testing, which is because then we get different env files, which is a way to go. We could do what I was trying to figure out, like a feature toggle that we could just create a middleware that looks at the features you want to toggle and just gives you that ability, which is probably a nicer way to go than setting a config value, because in using a feature toggle like this, the config value could be like, it could be from the config, it could come from the database, we could do A/B testing eventually. So this might be a nice way to go, but I think this feels like overkill at the moment. So yeah, I'm kind of figuring out which solution I like best in this one. So it's way too hot. Get the AC back on. So what do you do? What do you work with mostly now? If you do any coding, that is. While I try to think about, does that even? I guess there's another oh, vibe coding. Yeah, nothing I make works though. Yeah, that makes sense. If you're vibe coding, I should thank you, because you're actually landing me a lot of work. You could also just set it. Maybe that's even better, right? I think I'm gonna delete this middleware. We're not doing the middleware route. Let's not expose my API keys. That's probably not smart. Yeah, so we can just in PHP unit put the contact form enabled through, which will mean that when we run the test now, it should probably at least give us a better error message. I still do normal coding. I even disabled Copilot just today. We do, this is my company's channel. We do Laravel, which is PHP. We do some Go, we do some Rust, we do some Python. Go and Python are mostly the cybersecurity stuff we do, and Rust and PHP is the development stuff we do. But we don't do vibe coding though. As you can see that I'm not using like cursor or anything. This is Ghosty. This terminal. This is Ghosty terminal with my own dot files and my own setup. You could do exclamation mark dot files, I think. See if that's actually true. I have variants for Linux, mostly Arch. I think that should work. Doesn't? Oh, hold on. Let me quickly add that, because that's a command that we should actually have. I think that's a smart one to have. Second. I'm streaming from my PC, which I'm logged into now, using my MacBook for the coding stuff, right? Let's see. Quickly add that custom command. There's also a Discord community that we're growing. So you can do exclamation mark Discord if you want to come hang out and chat with other developers or just people that are interested in tech in general. There you go. So I have variants for macOS, which I use for my some of my dev stuff. And I have variants for we can look at it. Right. I don't use anything. No Copilot or nothing. Copilot was kind of iffy, yeah. So do read the Cranky Developers Manifesto. But I have a setup for Fish and Z Shell. The tools I use, I have Doom Emacs configured, but I don't use it. I use NeoVim. NeoVim with Tmux and Sesh. But I also, for the Arch Linux stuff, I use Hyperland and Dunst and Rofi and Waybar. And the Mac setup is just, everything is done with Homebrew. You look at my ghosty config and stuff like that. Like everything should be in the dot files, and if you find anything that you're kind of, I don't know what this does, poke me on Discord, poke me on like whatever you find me on stream, and I'll see if I can explain it to you, or we could get it fixed if it's actually broken. All right, so no worries. So this actually passed now because the contact form is actually there. That's okay. So instead of creating an entire middleware and figuring out how to replace the replace the environment file that wasn't set properly, just for each test we enable the contact form, which should be fine because this only runs when we're testing, and it should be on because like so this can go. No, I'm not in Spain. Hey Darksage, I'm in the Netherlands, my dude. It's 10:15 over here, and the dog is napping on my feet. Because we have a dog. I can't show her because she's sleeping. But I think you get some. The free emotes have the dog, right? Okay, so this should actually also pass. Because we're faking the event. We're creating a contact entry with not a valid name, not a valid email, and this exceeds the limit. Because the store request, the limits we've set. So the email must be a valid email, the name is required, and the message can be over. So 17,000 is bigger than 65. This email is not a valid email. It's morning here. It's morning. 1 a.m. So you're in like America, right? I guess. I reckon. USA. Yeah. Is that more towards the middle California, if I'm correct? Because New York is 6 hours, I think, 6 or 7 hours difference. So you should be more the other side, right? California. Yeah, there we go. Which part? I've been to California. It's very beautiful. Well, back when I was there, though. Which is 2012, so long time ago. I really like the national parks. I went to Yosemite when it was snowing. San Diego, yeah, I love San Diego. San Diego's nice. Spent like 4 days there. It's very cool. Cool vibes. And when I was there, it was like I think it was January or February, and it was actually snowing. So I had the Grand Canyon with snow and Yosemite with snow, which is a mind fuck altogether, right? That's, you don't expect there to be snow in those places, but there was. But yeah, no, I'm in the Netherlands, so it's not Spain, but it's the same time zone because Spain and Netherlands are like in the same. Let's see. This should all be green now, even though we can see if our coverage actually went up. And as you notice, I almost never use the mouse. It's all keyboards. You can do exclamation mark keyboards if you want to see which keyboards I use, if you're interested in that kind of stuff. I went from Los Angeles to San Diego to Phoenix, to, Vegas, and then to San Francisco, and then back down the coast again. That was a road trip I did. That was very fun. I didn't like San Francisco. Even back then. It was beautiful, but that city is weird. For some reason. I don't know why. Two incompletes. Oops. So the contacts should pass now, right? Yeah, they're both passing. I think I can do this. And this should not be the... Because I'm also checking if the routes are all there, right? And this should actually be all... yeah. This should be null. Let's see. Oh. About. And about should change into... Am I messing that up? I am messing that up. Should be contacts. This like stuff like this, what I'm doing now is why I love NeoVim, by the way. It's and for this one, like this should now fail because we have one route that should be registered that... Hey, hold on. Yeah, there we go. Yep, because this route is registered, and I'm asking it to check if it is not registered, and it is, so this should fail. Because the store action is actually there, right? Okay, so for this, expect it not to be null because it should be there, and it should be contact.store, and it's actually contact/store. Okay, so it should be contact controller. Oh. Should have the web middleware, right? Yeah, this is in the web one. So if we did that correctly, we actually fixed it. We didn't, because it's not contact, it's contact/store. Yep. So what I'm doing here, right? So we have a contact form that we've disabled. That contact form, once we fill it in with the correct data, the data should get stored. You can remove that one. The data should get stored. So we fake the event because it fires an event that sends an email to us that we have a new contact entry. Which, since we don't want to have the real emails come in when we're testing, we fake the event. We get all the routes that are registered with the application. We expect that route to be true. It should be there, right? Then we create data for a contract entry using our factory. So this is just going to create dummy data, right? If I go data and I print it, you'll see it's just a random email, random gibberish text, and a random name. So it's just for testing, right? Since I'm using the raw one and not the create one, you could do create here as well. But this actually puts it in the database, which we don't want, because we want to pass the data to the route. Because storing it through using the route to actually save the data triggers the event, and that's what we want to check, like if the event gets fired, right? So we should add that to the description. The event triggers. So we check if the event actually triggers, and then we check if the data actually ended up in the database, right? So this is one flow. The second flow is when you use incorrect data. The event does not trigger. If we use incorrect data, it shouldn't get stored because it's incorrect, and the event should not trigger. So again, we fake the event. We create data that shouldn't be true, because as we just verified, the validation rules are name can be empty, so we put an empty name. Email must be a valid email address, which means it has to use like it has to be formatted like a valid email. And you can be more than 70,000 or 65, 56, whatever, like the character limit, right? So we put a non-valid email in. We put a bunch of A's in, so this should fail. This should trigger the this is not a valid contact entry. So we hit the route with that data. The event should not dispatch, and it should not be stored in the database. So then we have the successful route, and we have the... Hey, Mason. Is it too loud? Or is it good? Anyway, if it's too loud, just let me know. I can turn it down, right? So we have the happy path and the like the success and the fail path covered. Next, what I added is there's a couple of routes you have with Laravel, right? So you have index, store, update, create, destroy, which is delete. Now, those routes should be bound to like a controller action, right? And those are the only actions, like the public methods you should have in a controller. But since we're only having a store, because this is just a post and it doesn't have an index, we don't, like the contact form is handled somewhere else. So I'm also testing that if when I get all the routes, I don't have a route that points towards the index function. That should be not there, right? Same for the create. the store should actually be there because that's the one route we're actually using. So it should not be null. It should get the name contact.store. This is the name it should have. This should be the URI it should have. It should be a post method. So if I change this into a get, now let's do a put instead of a post, which is like an update route, right? Now it should fail because it should say, hey, it's not a put, it's a post, right? So if the route changes for some reason, so if we decide to not make it a post but a put, this test should fail because it's expecting a post method. The action name should be store at the controller. So if this method actually ever changes and is not called store, which would be an anti-pattern, it would like fail. And the middleware, which is, we can do web, which is just all for web users. If it's API, you can only do API requests. If we add, I could add, for example, off, which would mean that you should be signed in to hit this route, which is now going to fail because you're not, this is a public route, so you're able to hit this with just the web, right? So that way, at least we verify that the route exists and has the correct settings that we're expecting it to have. Now, it shouldn't have a show route, it shouldn't have an edit route, and it shouldn't have an update or destroy route, because those routes should just not exist for this, right? So if we run this test now, it should be all green. There we go. It's a different Stream Beats playlist, by the way, Mason. That's why it's, I think this one's actually pretty. Let's see where we're at with coverage and stuff. I think this one's actually pretty cool. We're getting closer and closer to the 90% we're aiming for, which is good. I think we were at 81 back when I ran this before. It's the EDM one, the EDM version. So I'm not worrying about types here, by the way. So the type coverage is above 90%, which is good. We're aiming for 90% type coverage and 90% test coverage for now. Like, we should get 100 eventually. But I think having it at 90 or above is acceptable at this point, right? Because we started with 0 on everything. So I just want to aim for 90, which feels like a goal we could have, because there's some like strange stuff that I'm not sure we can actually test. There's still 2 incompletes. Oh, 81. There we go. Which are the incompletes though? I think that's just caching. Let's update our coverage report. Also, yes, Charlie is here, by the way, Mason. She's sleeping. She's napping. Yeah. I really like those emotes. They all got approved, which is like, since we've made them ourselves, it's obviously right. Okay, so coverage. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. I did my. Oh yeah, I updated Docker without upping the containers. There we go. So what's this one yapping about? Yeah. Like this exception, I don't think we're ever hitting this exception. I need to think about this one. Because this can't fail because the validation gets all the requests that make this fail, right? So this event could probably fail, but then it will be the responsibility of the listener to actually fail. I don't know. I have to think about these ones. This is the same thing with the other the contact in the workshop. They both have the same issue. Because this one also has the issue there where, like this exception, I don't feel like this we can ever trigger this, but I might be missing something. And if we're never able to trigger it, the this console command, you mean, that are all this one. Yep. True. Like this entire part shouldn't ever hit, because if the user exists, then it can be in this if statement, right? Ah, it's on dashboard. This is the website, right? Different project. Same fix, different project. So your mind is correct, but we're just in different projects. Yeah. But I'm fine with like having some, like having 94%. This is I can live with this, because we know what we're missing, right? We know which part we're not testing, so I can live with this. For now, like it's something we should solve, but I'm not gonna spend too much effort on trying to get it. Like this is, I'm fine with this. Because I think if this one fails, it's on this event, like this contact entry created event, right? So it's either not this one. It's this one, which means it's this one, right? So this one fails, which means we can't send emails. I honestly think this entire we could just do this and like it's never gonna trigger. We're never gonna get that exception. We're never gonna reach it, because then the database would fail, the listener would fail, or the event firing would fail. Like one of those three happening, I think is highly unlikely, to be honest. Like not only unlikely, but like impossible. To be really honest, like you're not. There's no way you can fail the event. Well, let's put it this way. If we fail the event and we didn't test it, we have bigger problems, because events not firing on the server is like that's not a problem you can solve by just checking code, right? That's if that's actually broken. No, but I mean, if this is actually, if this contact entry is, so we're not able to write stuff to the database because the contact store request, like the request we have here, right? Oh. Like this one actually determines the rules. So if we're able to bypass these rules for any way, for any reason, then it fails, which we already covered in the test, right? If the event doesn't trigger, then it fails. But like if we can't trigger events on the servers, there's a different problem, because then like the entire server is probably not working. And if the listener doesn't pick up the new created event, again, the events and the listeners are the same thing, right? So I don't think we can ever. Mail not being sent might be I don't think so. I don't think we can ever get that to fail. I just can't see it. Right? Because we these rules already get validated by us testing the fail and the success path, right? Same for this. Like these already get tested in the with correct and incorrect data. It's like we get it to pass with correct data and we get it to fail with incorrect data. So this already. Yeah, I don't think. Nah, I'm removing the. Same for the. We should check if the listener actually. Yeah, but this is different test. Okay. So we should actually check if the mail gets sent. So that's a test where we can add after this. No. Does PEST have something from mails? I think it does, right? I think that will be mocking, right? Where it should be. Let's get the I want to test if I trigger the event, if the event actually sends the email, if the listener actually sends the email to the correct email address. That's what I want to test, because that's something that we should verify, right? That feels like something we should verify. If that makes sense. So that's what I'm thinking about now, like how go about doing that. Because we have, this is filling in the correct data. So this is the event that actually triggers sending the email. Right? So we trigger the event, we post to the contact form with our data. It dispatches the event, so this event goes to this listener and gets the. We just send a confirmation mail. Hey, we've received your contact request and we'll get back to you soon. That's basically the reply mail we're sending, right? And I want to check if that actually gets sent. That feels fair, right? Well, if it was sent, I'm sorry. Right? We want to check if it's sent. think we have a... I think this is a thing, right? Then we should... Is that a thing? Oh, wait. Oh, stop. I feel like that should be a thing. And if you have the correct class imported. Right. Yeah, sure. Go ahead, man. I have a dog gnawing at my feet. Well, she's sleeping on my feet, but different story. Oh, right. We need to include the fake mail as well, unless we want to trigger sending real mails, right? It's like, is the receiver actually sent or set? It is. So why wouldn't... I think. Or is it... Okay, yeah. So it's getting... Oh. It's getting queued. It's not getting sent. I think that's the... Oh, that's also not it. Extends mutable implement should queue. Like this should... Let's see. I think I solved this. Like this. In another project, so. I think this is. Oh, we actually want to test, right? Does that actually work though? That's the biggest question, right? Mail was not cute. Is it sent then? Like, does it? Is that because? It's going into the log, which should be fine, right? Like, it doesn't really matter if we send it to the log or not. I feel like we should have a bunch of logs now with mails in it. Yeah. Let's clear the log for a second. So it doesn't add to the logs. That's good. This doesn't matter because the mail never gets sent, right? This doesn't get triggered. Mail never, it doesn't hit SMTP, it doesn't hit anything. I think it's just memory, right? It's just held in memory for to assert against. So this implements the should queue. So the assertion should be queued. App, mail, contact entry created mail, mailable was not queued. It's not queued and it's not sent. Are we... Is there another reason? That could be holding back the email. And what do we... Yeah, blah 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 blah. Validation stuff. Defaults. Author. Goodbye. This is all mail settings, which should be fine, right? We can have a look at the mail config. So the default mailer should be SMTP, which doesn't matter because it just gets overridden, right? So you just can set the log, which is not actually logged, it's put in memory. Yeah, markdown mails. It's like there's nothing here preventing the mail from actually being sent to the log. Grab some coffee, man. Jesus Christ, it's almost 11. It's time for lunch. It's closer to lunch than it is to breakfast. Come on. Can we... So nothing was actually sent. Nothing was queued. That's weird. Yeah, nothing was queued, nothing was sent. Why though? What am I missing that's preventing this from actually triggering? Like, these are good, right? But these need to be here, because when nothing, like this is good, but here it should actually send an email, right? So it should be firing, which it isn't. So this should get one fail. 2 fails. Hey Mason, welcome back, dude. Oh. Now we should have 1 fail. Yeah. I just don't get why this mail... 2 fails. 1 fail. Was not cute and that's why it fails. Let's see, right? Let's head to the docs. Let's see what we're actually missing. We don't use mailgun, so that doesn't really matter. This is all setup stuff. Driver, sure, whatever. Configuration stuff. Writing manuals. Once you've generated, also sorry guys. Why I don't have a like a? I think this is automatic, right? Let's check. Yeah, it should be on automatic. I'm sorry. That was probably too. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not though. For you, I'm not, Mason. So we have return envelope, right? You should not be in your basement anymore, man. You need to touch grass. There we go. Sage said it. Touch grass, man. But do bring your phone and keep watching the stream. Gotta touch grass, man. It's important. Don't do anything other with grass, and be sure you have the correct type of grass. Like there's some Dutch grass that you shouldn't be touching. It's a different story. So we have the view. Grass is no devil's lettuce, right? Right. Sage gets it. So is this just... Is it just us fucking up? What are you up to today, dude? Okay, so it was not actually cute, which is good. Just shopping. You can order in. It's also not sent. So that's not it. You don't have like Albertine to go here in Belgium? I think you do, right? I mean, you should. Guess. No attachments. Attachment file from this is nothing. That's no. Sending mail. Yeah, I don't really care about this just yet. I don't know. Well, it is a thing. Jumbo, which is Jumbo is a supermarket started in Tilburg, right? So good thing. I don't know. I'm not preferential to Tilburg, even though I live here. I'm not. It's like I'm fine with the city being the city, but it is what it is, right? Mods can ban mods, but yeah, sure. Like, this should be it, right? I don't know why it's not firing. I do. I can take away the mod status and you can just both figure it out. Oh, whack you on the head with a wooden mallet. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm fine with that. It's a different story. So I don't. Why is it not? Also, this song is giving me a headache. See if I can find something else that's a bit more palatable at the moment. Oh, they have indie pop. Let's see what that is. 8 supermarkets. I'm pretty sure we can. I think we have more than 8. Yeah. We're at 200,000 and counting people here. It's busy. For Dutch standards, right? This is a big city for Dutch standards. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, so we're we're kind of sort of a little bit bigger, I guess. Which one was that again? You did actually go for the. Let's dox myself. Okay. Under 35. Well, now I know which part of Belgium you're at. Also, I'm not really in Tilburg. I'm not in the city. Yeah, it's a little bit under 30. All right, it's 34. So we have you beat by like a lot. Yep. Which is whatever. Like I think this city is way too big already. It's still like compared to yeah, I know. It's like we're in the top 10, right? We're on 7th place. Like there's Eindhoven is bigger, which is crazy. Also, Amsterdam, Rotterdam being the biggest and then followed by The Hague makes total sense. This, like, by the way, this being called North and South Holland is why people refer to our country as Holland. Which is silly, but, you know. But at least we're in the top 7. And we're bigger than Zertogenbos, like Den Bosch, and bigger than a lot of other cities. But, like, this is way too big, in my opinion. It's a different story. Oh, Mason, I if you want to find Sage, I got his address. I know exactly where he lives, so we can just form a posse and drive over there, and I'll ring the bell. He'll open and we'll fuck him up. Nah, Sage, I'm kidding. I'm not driving all the way to Belgium. I will drive there eventually. And visit Have Barbecue. Look, there you go. Okay, you're good. Ah, barbecues are good. And what I don't get about this is like... well, basically you need to get a fire and a rack that's clean enough to put meat on, right? That's all you need. It's pretty easy. Pretty low-tech stuff, barbecues. Like, you don't have to go all fancy with a green egg or like actual barbecues, but basically any open fire with a, yeah. Oh, you still got a week to go, Mason, so. Yeah, no, but you have like a street outside, right? You have some we can just barbecue in the street. Find a park or something. I'm also kidding. I'm not gonna set a street on fire, right? Not even in Belgium. What I don't get is that we're actually sending the email. Should give him, so let's do that. Mail to. And then we do send. What am I missing? I'm missing something here. Send. And we hit this class. Two classes tomorrow and then off till December. Nice. Mason has one, like, next week to go, right? I think it's next week for your internship. So we should... Mijn voet. We should actually do something. That would be fun. For your... for right? Get something going. Like a going away party or something. I already contacted Antraxio about it. And we should be doing something, but he's... Hey Mason, nobody said you should stop setting up coffee for me. You can just keep on coming and set up coffee. That's totally fine. You're welcome to keep doing that, my dude. Also, I can make my own coffee, you know. And I usually have my own coffee with me anyway. Yeah, sure. You can come to my house now and set up coffee. Be on stream. Will take you like, what, 2 hours? My own personal coffee assistant. So I feel like even though this mail to sends a new contact entry created mail. Let's see if the event is actually filled. Like I feel like there's something I'm missing that's super. Yeah, Mason doesn't have a car. Or driving license, so. No, but you can write me a script and go for it. Also, where's my article, bitch? You want that honey cake? You have like a week, right? I don't have to prep. Because you're not writing the article, so I'm good. It's just not triggering this. Like this entire event is just not. This event is just not triggering the mail at all. Why is it not triggering the? Hello? Yeah, it's just not triggering. Like, is this what's going on here? It should actually be sending. So it comes here, creates the event, goes to the listener. The listener does this. I'm pretty sure it just never arrives here, right? Yeah. I'm staying inside with the air conditioning, man. You can be outside all you want. It's probably smart to get the shopping done before it hits like super hot. What's it gonna be today, right? Well, it's gonna be 25 degrees here today. That's fine weather, I guess. I have my fans right here on Twitch. Oh. So is it because it's the event that's actually triggering the sending of the email that makes it not... You're a giant fan, man. You have my DOT files, you went to a split keyboard. You have the same, like, same mouse. You're definitely a fan. I know you can. I don't mind it. I think it's fun, right? We had a guy come in from California earlier in stream who also wanted. I gave him my dot files. He also was interesting. He only vibe codes, so I said, "Oh, you're actually giving me work. That's cool. That's sweet." Like that. Those people that only vibe code are. By the way, Mason, look at this. Come on. Oh, Alice, please actually... Oh! No more Copilot. Not that I use Copilot to vibe code, don't get me wrong, but I actually turned it off. Because it got in the way more than it actually helped, to be honest. Does the order of this matter? The order of in which you... Like, I can't imagine it does, but... Nah. So we're not actually testing the event. That might be because it's... Because hitting this route actually touches the event. Yeah, true. I just turned it off. It got in the way more than it actually solved, to be honest. So I'm thinking about how to implement more stuff like that. So she had a hold of my toe again. Dirty. She's napping. So, just think about this for a second, right? Do we even know? We know that the event gets dispatched, right? But we don't know anything about the event. So I think we can go... Yeah. Pretty sure we have to pass the data to it. Oh, it's just one. So what's actually in the event? Wait, what? Wait, so now the event was not dispatched? Oh, it's probably because we dump inside the event, and you can't dump inside the event and actually have it dispatch, right? Now it should be. This is. Let me get to play this for you. It's a short one. It's only a half-hour one. There you go. Is that one? We're gonna be swapping off of it soon because it's a short one. Okay, so that's a cool playlist though. The Streambeats does cool stuff. Okay, so we can do event email equals email, right? Data email, right. So we could do event email data. What's actually in there then? Is there something we can assert? So this is what's in there. Email should be in there. No, it should have the data. Alright. Which means we could do No, cut. That was the wrong one. Not doing the middleware. No. Is it the same now? Just make it, yeah, it does make it pass. Does that mean that this one has to be would that make sense? Yep. Nah, it doesn't make sense. So now we at least know that the event is dispatched correctly, right? So the event contact entry email is the same as the data email. So these match. So we've just made this one better. This doesn't dispatch the event, so there's nothing to assert against. This is a rough one. Let's see what else in contact we've disabled, right? There might be something we actually turned off that's biting me in the chest now. The factory, this is fine. Feeder. Listener, it's also fine. Database, which the column should still exist, right? Nova stuff. Maybe it's the I'm gonna leave this here for a second, because I'll be right back. I need to do a quick bathroom break. I'll leave you here with the nice screen of my... I'll be right back. Hey, there we go. Did you guys enjoy the Charlie stream? Where's that? Uh-oh, yeah, I'm back. Back again. So the listener is registered. I honestly don't get this. It should be send. Is it because we're not queuing it? Even though it should queue? Is that the issue here? No? You know what? No, because I'm doing something else in before I got you. I got you. I know. I was doing something else. I couldn't switch. Now we can switch. Like this is not it. What if we go for send? Yeah, no, I was very aware, dude. So we have the contact entry. We have the listener registered, right? This is kind of confusing. I feel like it should be... it's there. This is sending it. Maybe that bus is actually fucking it up. Oh, not what I wanted. And now the Laravel. Like this is a weird preset, right? Because this is something that Laravel, like the Laravel website. If you go to mail, when you go here and you go to writing main doubles. Like it doesn't, right? And this is the version 12 doc and even the version 11 doc, because this is version 11 we're on, right? If I go to writing mailables, it doesn't should implement Qubel, right? It doesn't. So why is this preset failing? If feel like this preset is I feel like this preset is wrong. This is in architecture testing and then presets. The Laravel one. Oh, we could just ignore the. I'm just gonna ignore him because that's actually. I'll see if I can make like an issue for this. If I can contact Nuno about this because this is weird, right? Does this do it? Let's see. Let's check. No, I think this is just a bug in the preset. I think this is just a bug in the preset or in the documentation. Either or. I'll see if I can. Reach out to the Laravel folks and see what's actually going on. But for now, we could just ignore it, I guess, because it's. This is the way it should be, right? It should just extend the mateable. I don't. Does this also mean? It is. It is. Pescat. No, it's not in core. Like it's still a package, but it's how do I put this? It's in core, but it's like a package that gets included with every Laravel install. So does this actually? Yeah. It's part of the main ecosystem, yeah. So it should be sent now, right? Not queued. What? It's still not sent though. Maybe it's because the comparison is not correct. Right, let's see if it just triggers descending. It doesn't. I'm at the loss. Do we just not care about it for now? Yeah, I'm just not gonna care about it for now. Like, it's something we need to fix, so I'll create a to-do for it. I need to sleep on this for a second more, I guess. Because I want to, like, the event is one thing, right? Like the mail, I can. The mail I can live without. Because there's. Yeah. I'm gonna park that one. I'll create it to do in the GitHub in a second. Oh, look, we got 100% coverage on our controllers and our requests. We only have the listeners, the mail. Like this, sure. I actually don't think I want to test these, because these are just like the providers are just internals, right? The Nova and the podcast one. I'm gonna mark those as ignored, to be honest. How did you do that again? I forgot. Oh, it's code coverage. Right. This playlist has absolutely slaps. I think this is the second time around we're listening to it, but it's really good. Oh, this is hi-fi. Okay, let's see what hi-fi is. So we only have the listeners and the mail, which is the, like, these are the it's the stuff that's actually, well, how are we looking here? Complexity rating. So the menu stuff is still, yeah, but this is all, yeah, sure. So we're either super covered or not covered at all. I guess. So what are we up to now? So no architecture. Should probably fix the other mill as well. So that's the type coverage. Now we get the test coverage. Let's see. Did we breach 90? Did we hit 90? $91%. So I can live with having these not tested because it's like the mails. I'm not sure why they're not firing. I need to sleep on that for a bit. Because I need to think. Like they should be like this event, right? This event should dispatch the email as well, but it just doesn't for whatever the fuck reason. Okay, so there's a couple of stuff I still wanted to add before we're done, right? So now I have about controller tests, which have the function, the index routes, and then the checking if the routes exist, right? I don't really feel good about that one. I wanna. What if we do about, and we go about controller routes test. So we create a test. So we can move this to here. Creating our so we have two different tests, right? So we have a test for the routes and the functionality. I think this is better than having it in the same file, right? Like for testing, you can still do the about, and we get. Oh, it's I have to import the right controller to get it to work. There we go. We now just have the routes test, which checks if all the routes are set up correctly, and then yeah, I feel like this is probably a way better way to deal with it, right? How do we feel about this? I could even assert if it has the correct HTML, right? You can even assert if it has the correct content. I don't really care about that for now because it's static pages basically. I feel like this cleans up the tests a bit more. So you have the controller route test, where you define which routes should be set for that controller. And then you have the controller test, which determines... I'm not talking about browser testing, I'm talking about, like, do I get the correct HTML? Like the correct content there, which is, I guess, browser testing. So it's not something we should do in the feature tests. Like, this is just, if I hit this route, it should return okay. If I hit this route, it should return the about index view, right? I feel like that's fair. It's a fair thing to be doing like this, right? Let's go to the contacts. Oh. Not only contact, we should also do development. That one. Security. Process. Legal. No, that's Ducky. Payloads, and the final one is home, and I think that's the home controller. There you go. I think we can knock these out pretty fast, to be honest. Before we end the stream, I guess. Okay, so I'm not touching the commands because the commands are like this. This is different kind of worms. Let's go here, go there. Oh. Let's see. With should be. I think it's the development controller, right? Yep. Okay. Development controller index, development.index. I think this is almost correct. Let's see. So this is the route redirects. Check if the route, if the index route returns so okay. If it has the correct view, redirect if it's not active. This is the show route, if I'm not mistaken. Development.article.show. So no create route, no store route. We do have a show route, so we'll have to get that one set up. Article.show. I think it should be the show, right? No other routes. Let's see if this works. Or if I fucked up. Ah, I fucked up. It's index show. Wait, what? What did I fuck up there? See, it's development.index. Should be development. Yeah. Index and a show. Yeah. At index. Oh, this doesn't work. Right. So we don't have the article. So we need to create the article. And we need the boy. Can I do this? Group multiple times instead. Ah, okay. So the correct way to do this is actually group and then equals routes. So this is the correct way to do it. Development controller dot index. Oh. Capitalization matters, people. Right. Yeah. Okay. So we don't have to create the entire article here, I think, because we're just hitting the route. So all we have to do is actually go like so. Yeah, capitalization. I didn't save. Now it's all green. No! The show route. Okay, so the show route is still, for some reason, create, store, show route. No, it is definitely... it's definitely capitalized. What the? Am I actually missing here? Index route. Hold on. App. This is also a cool playlist, by the way. Development controller. like it's. Just gonna delete the cache. I think it's just caching at this point. No, it's not. What? I might be, yeah. Tomorrow afternoon. Like today I can't do the afternoon because I need to go walk the dog and I only have until 3. Like I could restart stream, but I'm not like ending for an hour and then doing another hour and then ending again. So today it's gonna be like 15 minutes, I guess, before I leave. And then after that, tomorrow, yeah, I might do the entire day or something similar. I'm also walking today, right? Tonight. I'm so confused here. So you want to come hang out tomorrow as well? Maybe mess up here. Nah, this is not. Ah, it's the use statement. You're the one watching, right? You're the one that should have maybe possibly spotted it. All right. Yeah, sure. Fine. Fair. So what are you doing on the side? Look, there you go. Yeah, I feel like having these routes, like these route tests take so little. Like they're not even a second to complete. Right? And it's such an easy way to not fuck up your application by just checking if the route is set correctly and it has the correct stuff. So I feel like this is okay, so this test for development, right? It's going to be the same for security. Make sure to replace case sensitive now, right? Is that one? Easy one. And this should be the same for all the others as well, right? Same test. Same for, well, contact we already split up, right? Yeah, we did. Customer, we need to do the same. Customer, and then the development controller is gonna become customer controller, and it's gonna become customer. And that should be that. Only in the... Okay. I don't know why this was the only one that was plural, but they should all be singular. Pretty sure. I think this is correct. Which will make this one. Yeah. So this is the plural version here. Yeah, that makes sense. No, it does make sense. It does make sense. I was just thinking about it. Customers / article. So that's the plural version because you hit the yeah. And the index is also customers, so that's also the plural version. Yeah, that makes sense. For customers, it does make sense. You don't want to go processes or like stuff like that, but customers it does make sense. Okay, so there is some pluralization in stuff like this, right? Let's see. So we got that one, we got development. We got the security one. Let's go for the process one, I guess. Speaking of, right? Let's see. That was the wrong key. Development is going to become process. And it's going to become process controller. And development is going to become process. I feel like that's probably correct, right? There you go. No. Security. Should do the legal one. Yeah, let's see. Comes legal. Process controller becomes legal controller, and process becomes legal. I feel like we're almost there. Right. It's making all kind of typing errors. Okay, let's see. Let's see now. There's a. Oh, it's not an article. It's legal.show because there's no articles for legal. Right. Right. That makes sense. Should be page, right? I think the index router is also nil there. So we only have the show. Yep. So that's the legal one. To do the payloads one. Well, the docky one, not the payloads one. Same thing. This is different search and replace because now we have to do process, which is going to turn into payloads. But process controller is going to become ducky controller. So we only have an index here. Right. Okay, so. So we only have an index. Go like this. Process turns into ducky, I want to say. But also it's the ducky controller. It should still be a get, right? Payloads ducky public. So it's not the ducky index. It's payload. Jesus Christ. Payload ducky. Not public. Payload slash ducky. Payload slash ducky. It's a get that goes to the index. I feel like that should be it. Okay. Do we just put this in ducky? Do we put this in payload? Wait, this has no middleware? Hold on. There's no middleware set for the... Oh, because it's, yeah, straight up, yeah. Nah. I'm messing something up again. Also, this shouldn't be in the... it should be in the payloads, not in the ducky... see. Controllers, payloads, controllers, payloads. Ducky controller, and Linux, sure. What's actually in here? Which middle? Where do we actually have? Payloads. Web. Wait, what? Now I'm confused. Oh, wait. What? To know. Yeah. Okay. I'm just stupid. Don't answer that. Don't. So I feel like should also make one for the workshop, right? It's basically the same test as the contact one. But then instead of contact, it's workshop. All right, so contact gets turned into a workshop, and contact tag act controller gets turned into a workshop controller, and then we grab contact, we turn that into a workshop. Yeah, I could see that. Oh wait, which one? It's Charlie. I really like the emotes, man. Emotes are cool. Alright, this is which one's failing? Index route. I guess it doesn't matter, right? Which index route grab? That should work. Oh, it's not workshop.index. Ah. That's not correct. I don't think there's any route. Right, that redirect to. This is fine. This should still workshop index, workshop. Yeah, this should be fine. There you go. Have to respond to this text real quick. Okay, so where are we at? See, we have the about controller done. We have the contact done. Customer done. Development done. We need to do home. Legal is done. Ducky controller is done. Process done. Security done. Okay, so the only one we have left before I'm ending stream is the home controller tests. Okay. And some small refactoring with naming things, right? Let me grab something real quick. See. So, all right. So what we're doing here now is we're going to replace the development. Press the wrong button again. I need to remap that button. It's getting annoying. We're replacing the development with home. We're also replacing the development controller with home controller. Then the final replace we have to do is going to be the development with home. like this should be it. We're almost there. It's not home index. Because it's just like our naming is not correct. But we're almost there. Almost done. Almost done. It's gonna be slash, right? Yep. Don't think we have a show. Right. Okay, so now we can do routes, and all routes should be green, which means our application is configured correctly, right? Ah, we have one fail. No. Customer index and customer article show. Hold on. Let's see. Check out the show route. Customer article show. Yeah. To be customer. No, it's definitely singular. I don't get why that one's failing. See, we're almost there. Also, yeah. Oh, it's the customer controller test. It's a different test. It's not the route test. Hold on. Ah, we still have tests in here that shouldn't be there. Right. Makes sense. Also, what I... Now it should all be green. Let's go. Okay, so there's one thing I need to do before I actually get this pushed up, because it's going to be annoying to deal with later. This is just a redirect route, so we don't have to check that one. So we're not actually checking if it's existing, right? We're checking if it actually returns the correct status code. So that's the description needs to be changed because it's gonna be like I'm gonna forget that, and then it's gonna be bothering me the entire time whenever that happens, right? So now the description matches what it actually does. Which also means that if you run it now, it should look a bit more descriptive, right? Yep. That one. And we go controllers. Oh, that's not that correct one. That's fine. Why are those all of a sudden failing? I'm kind of confused here. Yeah, you can stop. Oh, pasta salad. That's I like pasta salad. We had that this week. Pretty good. Okay, let's figure this out, right? Let's start with the home controller. Hey, son. Dude, look at this. He needs to get out of his cave. You cook the pasta, you let it cool, and then you add vegetables and like salad and lettuce and stuff like that. You can even do it, right? It's so good. It's also pretty healthy, right? Except for the pasta. The pasta's not really healthy. The pasta's not really good for you, but I mean. Well, like I said, pasta is not really healthy for you, but it's fine. Wait, why is this one? Yeah, but carbs are not really good for you, right? Oh, I think I know what's going on. This is not home anymore, it's home index. I'm not fucking dealing with that. This can be home. Yeah, I'm not doing a keto diet. diet. Now this should work again. Yep. Okay. Still doesn't, like, we still need so we do the workshop entry. So this should not be the contact controller test. This should be the contact entry event test. So we don't have a controller test. Also, Togo. She finally moved to a spot where you guys could actually see her. So this should run both events, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's that one. I move a lot, and today I'm gonna move even more because we're walking the Vierdaagse. And we'll do the 10 kilometers, so I'm gonna be walking 10 kilometers tonight. After having done already 5 with the dog, right? So I'm going to be walking 15 kilometers today. So, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be fun. Don't get me wrong. Yep. In this weather, yeah. Today's a forest route, so yeah, I got 4 already. It's my 5th year walking. And the kids also have their medals, right? So the entire school and their entire class is walking, so we're all walking together with all the parents and all the kids. It's kind of fun. It's the big old, everybody's walking together, bringing candy and stuff, you know, talking. There's some music, people bring radios and stuff like that, you know. So it's just fun to hang out. No, I'm not an extrovert. Like, this should not be controllers, right? This should be commands. Like, this one is yeah, this, the create default pages is. Introverted, extrovert, right? That's the correct way to say it. So you're extroverted for a while and then you just need to cool down, right? You can pretend to be extroverted. Yeah, we go out when needed. So this should all be controllers, right? Controllers, yeah. We could do routes. Once you get all the routes. Now we should see the entire application turn green, right? Oh, wait. So an introvert that doesn't have autism. Right. You're straight on the money. Let's see if we got everything to turn green, right? Like it should. Should don't be green. Also, there might be some good information and some good clips here, especially in the beginning, Mason. We should walk through them and see if we can grab some. Also, I need to poke Ergo for those emotes and stuff. The bit badges, I mean. The extrovert-introvert explanation is probably a good clip, yeah? So an extrovert-introvert is an introvert without autism that actually can go outside. Which is a joke, because autism is, of course, not a joke, but... 91% coverage. Let's freaking go. Which also means we can go into our composer JSON. Put this to 90. So we got from like 40 when we started to 91% now. Uh, 245 passed, 819 assertions, 6 seconds. That's still a lot. I mean, it's a lot of a lot of tests. It actually really doesn't matter, like, if we're right. Ugh. Oh. She's just lurking in the lurking in the background. Yeah. So if everything goes well, I'll be streaming tomorrow as well. Well, yeah, I'm still gonna be live. I can do the entire afternoon tomorrow. I'll make sure that she gets walked early, and we can just go live from like 12:30 till 5 or something. Yeah, it's so good. So shall we, while I do the like the maintenance stuff, committing everything to Git, which you should always do. People always commit to Git, or at least commit your version control software. Should we see if we can find somebody to raid? Is there fun people out? See if I can find somebody. Oh, Togglebit. Togglebit is there. We'll do Togglebit. Togglebit's cool. We dropped in earlier, I think. Yeah. Togglebit does Rust. He's from Germany, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll drop with him again and just go say hi and say hello, raiders and stuff. Just be a good person. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. It was fun hanging out, and see ya.